believe that family is the single most valuable investment you will make in your entire lifetime. I also believe that leadership is a posture, not a position. So you might be thinking, well, Janet, first of all, who are you? And what does that have to do with anything? Well, family is leadership. Parenting is leadership. That's my belief. And everybody, you, me, we are all everyday leaders. And that means that leadership is everywhere and practiced every day, every minute. And I just gave you a great raise. I hope that feels and sits really, really well with you. And if you think about it, the soft skills of leadership, which have been hidden away in corporate America or within organizations, guess what? Reminder, the soft skills are the integral human skills that we all possess, that we all practice, and we are all soft skill experts, or we should at least be aspiring to be soft skills experts. So my mission is to integrate all of those leadership skills into everyday leadership so that you and I and everybody else feels confident with what it is that we are doing within our families. Again, family is the single most valuable investment that you will make in your lifetime. So let's talk about soft skills for just a second. What do you mean by soft skills, Janet? Well, remember, your kids are watching you all the time. So are you demonstrating great problem solving? What kind of a communicator are you? How about time management? There's a lot of discussion right now about emotional intelligence and the emotional integrity of our kids. It's a lot to think about, and we have a lot to unpack, which clearly we won't be able to do today. But I just hope that I was able to at least frame the direction of this little mini talk. Obviously, we're just going to throw some ideas out there so that you can imagine for yourself what it will feel like, not would feel like, because you got this, what it will feel like when you look into the next room and you've got a kiddo of your own, nephew, whomever it is, a person of influence, and you look in there and you go from, I'm not quite so sure about that one, to, I totally got this. I got this. Because when you embrace parenting as leadership and you having all of the leadership abilities and postures that you need, you got this. You're going to turn that into, yep, I know exactly what to do with that kid. So let's unbundle a little bit. Let's unbundle LEAD, okay? Because we love acronyms in this world because they help us anchor information. So it helps us just remember things. So again, if my goal today would be to be one thing, let's unpack LEAD so that you can say, yeah, Janet was right. I absolutely can lead. So L for lead in my world, and now your world, because I'm sharing it with you, stands for lead with love. Need a little reminder? Lead with love. And I also love that, because you saw I added in the word legacy there. Leading with love, that can be a beautiful, beautiful legacy. So what does that mean? Well, leading with love means that you recognize that you are the role model and that just about everything you do is being watched within your home. So your kids, yeah, they are so counting on you to provide the role model, provide the example for them so that they know what to do. And when you do so with love, that's not like you get away with some stuff. Not that it's not deceit, but it's like, I love you enough to make the hard decisions. I love you enough to show you that sometimes life can be a little bit challenging. And so just watch with love, and that's your legacy. All right, moving on. The E in lead is an extraordinary example. And we kind of touched upon this before. I gave you a little, if you are a note taker, extraordinary example is E. What does extraordinary example mean? Well, if leading with love is what's memorable, leading or extraordinary example is, what are you doing that your kids are watching? When I talked about some of those soft skills, time management, for example, do your kids see you racing around the house in the mornings during that really tricky time? And guys, I got you. Mornings are tough. But do they see you panicked and throwing things together and where are my keys and did you get this and hurry up and blah, blah, blah? Or do they just see a good example of time management? Extraordinary example. Are you kind? Do they see you standing in the grocery line with kindness and patience? Do you drive with patience and calm and nice music? Like, what are you doing that your kids are seeing as the example for you? They don't know how to navigate the world. So yeah, they're looking to you to set what I call that extraordinary example. All right, our time is going to go fast, so I'm going to move on to A in lead. So we have L is lead with love and or legacy. E is be the extraordinary example. A is, if you're writing down, accountability. That's an interesting one, and that's a little tougher one because sometimes as adults, we don't even like to be accountable sometimes for the mistakes that we make, but our kids really need to see that demonstrated. You are a human being, and we are all humans trying to navigate this world. And again, they're looking for you. So we must make our kids accountable, and we have to be accountable ourselves for the things that we are asking of ourselves in our lives. Sometimes being accountable is good and bad. Like if we make mistakes, we have to be able to say, I'm a human being, I made a mistake and I am sorry. And then of course, being accountable for the good things. There is no shame in that. Can we just get used to that? There is no shame in that. And I think accountability is a very, very important example. And we have to be able to hold our kids accountable for the good, like giving them affirmations when they have done great things, and also letting them know that even through the challenges, we're still going to love them, but they have to be accountable. And last but not least is, here, I'm going through my thing, D is, in my world, discover DISC. Now that's an interesting one because that's the bridge to corporate. If you are unfamiliar with DISC, it's a personality profile. And corporate America has been using this forever. But have you ever thought to yourself, I don't really get, or I wish, better said, I wished I understood my kids better. Interesting. So if we spend time with people at work and we go through lots of different kinds of personality assessments to make sure that we've got the team intact and that we can all communicate efficiently and respect each other's styles, wouldn't it make sense to want that level of understanding and empathy within your family? And so why not learn about the members of our families with a similar kind of assessment? I actually work with a tool, DISC, but it's been modified for families. So it's not necessarily how you work with teams in corporate, but your home is a mini community. Your home is your team. Your family is your team. So why wouldn't you want to know, how do your kids communicate? What makes them tick? Did you ever wonder why you've got the kid that you're like, out of the house in 5 minutes, and they're like, coming, and 12 minutes later, they're nowhere to be found? But then you've got those other kids that can just jump to the car, grab a bag, and jump out with a fair amount of spontaneity. We're all so different. And so DISC for families is a game changer, because that's how we get to understand our own kids. I know when I started working with this tool and I did the assessment myself, and then with my now adult daughter, oh my gosh, it was so validating to see what made her tick. So very quickly, DISC is also an acronym, but it stands for D is directive, I is inspiring, S is supportive or nurturing, and C is our comforting kids. And so obviously we're not going to be able to go through all of that right now, but if you understand, better said, when you understand all of these different personality styles, not only for yourself, but with and for your kids, you will have an amazing up level of understanding of who your team is within your family. Now, if you had that information, how do you think that would make you feel? More confident? More empowered? Can we go back to the leadership posture? If leadership is a posture, not a position, and you have all of this extra information about your team, your kids, if you are married and doing life with a partner, understanding your partner, do you think that that information is going to make you feel more confident and more empowered as that leader? I've seen it happen time and time and time again. So I invite you to either find me on socials or whatever, and let's do DISC together, or do something, a book, anything that will make you feel more confident and empowered in your home. Think about this for a second, friends. When you buy a brand new appliance, it comes with an owner's manual so that you know how to work it. When you bring a human being home from wherever you gave birth, let's say a hospital, when you come home from the hospital, did that human being come with an owner's manual? Of course not. You're not expected to know how to do everything. So grab a book, grab some videos, podcasts, reach out to experts that are in this lane so that you have some help. You can find some framework to help you navigate this game of life, this project, this blessing of building human beings that are going to be a part of our brilliant future in society. And let's build that future together. I don't think we can do it alone. You could, but it's a lot harder. Reach out. Find family, friends, books, podcasts, parenting experts, whomever it is, so that you can stand in that confidence and know that you are raising the standout kids of tomorrow. I believe that we are all raising tomorrow together, and we can do that because it's super, super important. Many blessings. Have a beautiful day.